Hello everybody and welcome to another TDR family video. Today we are going to be doing Samurai Palace and Dungeon Quest Nightmare Hardcore mode, and we'll be looking at the movements and actions of a tank. So you'll see I'm here with 4 people. Phoenix Overlord is our tank. He's got 510 health. An XD Rhino Legend is doing some mage damage per second, DPS. And then Jason is our healer, and then I am of course the mage right now, doing a bunch of the damage. Now as you can see as we're walking through this, we're going to be focusing mostly on the tank. So Phoenix is walking through, and you can see he's got the red circling taunt, and then from time to time he will put on his green healing circle, and that's partly to heal him, but it's also the safe haven for all of us to go run into the circle. Now Jason is our backup healer, and so he's using chain heals, and actually saved us a couple times as well. So you can see there the chain heals are going. We're not analyzing my movements, though every now and then I might point out a couple things I did well or did poorly, but I think that the tank using the circles of heal and health, that combination seems to be pretty good. And as we'll walk through here, unfortunately you see XD Rhino is now gone. So if we watch how if you go circle back and watch how he died, he was just outside of the circles. Maybe it was lag, I don't know. Anyway, so here we are up to the first boss, and the tank is just running on up because relatively impervious to any of these damage lines. You know, he'll get hit a little bit, and I'm doing my best to dodge here and there, and sometimes use the speed of the illusion blast to get past the lines, though I don't think it's very effective. It doesn't seem to get me past the way I think it does. And then you'll see one of my strategies for this, while the tank is basically standing in the center of the boss, trying to taunt everybody to him, right? And then when he does his heal in the circle, I'm in the circle. And then also we've got the person, Jason, who's doing heals from outside. So whenever the circling heal isn't available, he can do some of those heals from outside. Now you can see I'm trying to be edge on to the boss so that when he shoots his shuriken lines out, I can hopefully dodge them, because you're a smaller hitbox if you're diagonal. But I love what the Phoenix has done. The way that I was playing that, just staying close to the edge of the fence and him being right at the center, it basically meant I was always being healed, especially if Jason was around, because one of the two of them, I was either in the circle heal or the chain heals were getting to me, and I believe Jason was just on the edge of the circle heals, so that he was getting a little bit double dosed too. You'll see for this particular bridge, doing the first group, sometimes with tanks I've done both groups at the same time, but kind of like doing the one group at a time method. We knew we'd get through it, it'd be a little bit safer. You can see Jason just dancing around in the back trying to play it safe. And we got this group done, and there goes the tank finishing taunting them, keeping them all grouped up, and running over to the next area. Of course, I had to take a little GG, guys, that was amazing. There were actually a couple close calls in that exchange, if you want to go back and watch it. All right, so the strategy in this room, getting the samurai to go chase after, to then go to the shuriken throwers, and trying to keep them all grouped up so they'll all get damaged, and then for the mage anyways to circle from the back so that hopefully you're not stuck in a stack of shuriken throws. And that seemed to work out pretty well. So now we're going to go into the boss number 2. And boss number 2, the golem. We're going to try the glitch, maybe not. I think they've patched it. So let's see. I don't know if it still works, so I'm going to illusion blast up and hop around. Did I touch the ground? I don't know, but whatever happened, the circles started showing up. So apparently the glitch didn't work, or I blew it. I tend to think that got patched. and everybody's coming in, realizing, oh, the glitch didn't work, we better get in there. Got to get close enough to heal. Now the tank's usefulness in this particular boss, not really sure if he's attracting the boss at all with the taunt, but it's mostly the circle heal. And then Jason just got destroyed right there with some of the attacks. So unfortunately, being outside of the circle heal didn't help there. So our healer's down now. It's just me and Jason. I'm sorry, just me and Phoenix. And you can see I'm like, oh, I gotta dance in the side of the circle heal so I can stay alive. Gotta watch out for this radial blast that the golem does. Gotta stay outside of the green circles, but close enough to Phoenix to stay inside the green circle. If he sees that I'm down, he'll throw it down, or if he knows there's a big blast coming. And that, I think, is one of the wonderful aspects of tanking with this circle heal, is if he knows there's a blast coming, you can see he kind of runs to me and then puts on his heal if he thinks there's a big blast. So he does that a couple of times if you go back and watch this one again, where right before there's a big blast, he'll put on a circle heal. Now we go in for the final group, and again, he's grouping them up. He's taunted them all so they aren't chasing me when I'm doing the damage. And just as long as I can stay behind him, he almost died right there. He threw his circle heal on at the last second, realizing, oh my gosh, we don't have a backup healer. So at the very last second, he pulls himself through, and we're fine. Moving on to the next group. He doesn't really need to use his heal because he's got 500 health, and he's still got 388 left. So here he is, just walking straight into him, taunting them so that as I do the damage, he can now heal himself during the brunt of the damage while I'm just circling around. And then probably he'll throw it on again, yep, as he gets about halfway down or lower. And here we go, moving into the last two groups here. So by this time I really started to like the circle heal and the taunt. He only needs to put on the circle heal either when I'm in danger or when he's below half. And he just put it on there. He's trying to get both groups pulled together, which is pretty tricky maneuver because the shuriken throwers walk so slowly, right? And he's just about to die. He throws it on at the last second. The heal's working out pretty well. He's keeping them all taunted. I'm circling around doing damage, not analyzing my play here. It's kind of not the best, but I'm still learning. And now we're up to the final boss, Miyamoto Musashi. So let's see, I was suggesting in chat, hey, why don't you switch over to chain heals now so that you could maybe be working from a distance, taking the minions that the Musashi spawns in, right? From the steam cloud, we have those spinning samurai, right? And so he could, as a tank, take the total brunt of them. But actually, I kind of like the strategy he was using here, which is basically he stayed near the boss and he stayed between the samurais that were spawned in and me, so that he would take the damage, but he'd put on the circle heal anytime he thought there was a major blast or the possibility that I might get hit. So you can see there's a samurai spawning in there, and he gets between me, puts on his heal, and we both get to make it through that blast relatively unscathed. Right? And then here we go again. He's going to position himself between me and the samurai, but probably put on the circle heal. Yep. So that both he and I can survive some of the blasts, at least partially. And when available, he does it again. And that's sort of the strategy using these two spells. Now, does he really need a taunt? Could he have swapped out some other spell, maybe a damage spell or a heal spell? I think so, and that would have made it go faster. But either way, even though he couldn't really use his taunt, and he could maybe have just gone and sat on the spawned-in samurai, this was effective. It worked out okay. And as you'll see in a second, we're almost done. There's a samurai. He positions between me and the samurai, and he puts on the heals so that we all survive that blast. And then we turn sideways to the boss attack, And he's almost gone. And then he puts on his heal and boom. And we got an Ancestral Mage. Yes. So that is my first walkthrough analysis of working with a tank with those particular spells. Using the circle heal, using the circle taunt. Pretty effective, I thought. But I'm curious what you thought. Is the Guardian Roar better? Is using double chain heals better? Let us know in the comments below. And thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.